Hi, and thanks for joining me for part 3 of how to write a cover letter. Now, before you continue watching this video, make sure, if you have not done so already, to watch part 1 and part 2 of how to write a cover letter, because otherwise this video will make no sense to you. And I will post the links to part 1 and part 2 at the end of this lesson. Now, part 3 is about how to write the last or concluding paragraph of your cover letter. This paragraph needs to be short and specific, just like the rest of your cover letter, but there are 5 specific pieces of information that you should include in this paragraph. First, you should communicate your interest in the position again. Second, you should briefly summarize your top skills that match the requirements of the job advertisement. The third thing you should do is give the employer a reason to read your resume. Entice them, encourage them, make them interested to look at your resume. The fourth thing is thank the reader or the employer for considering your application. And lastly, the fifth thing is ask for an interview. Now, let's look at some examples of sentences that we can use to include those 5 things in one paragraph. So, starting with the first thing, restate your interest in the position. And I wrote this sentence. The junior mechanical engineer position looks very interesting. And that's it. Nice, short, and specific. The second thing, briefly mention or summarize your matching skills. And I wrote this particular sentence. I am confident that I will be able to contribute to the work of Mega Resistors with the skills I developed in school and the work experience I gained during my co-op. Notice that I'm showing value to the organization. The third thing, give the employer a reason to read your resume. And I wrote this sentence. My enclosed resume will provide you with details of how my qualifications have prepared me for this role. Again, short, but hopefully it will make the employer who is reading this curious about your further qualifications and will encourage them to look at your resume. The fourth thing, thank the person reading for actually looking at your application. And I wrote, thank you for your consideration. That's it. Nice and polite. And lastly, the fifth thing is ask for an interview. Now, this doesn't have to be a question, but it should give the employer a lasting idea that you are interested in discussing your qualifications and the position in an interview. And I wrote, continuing from the previous section, I look forward to the opportunity to further discuss the position during an interview. And that's it. And of course, underneath the last paragraph, you should provide a professional closing such as sincerely, and then sign it manually by hand or use a digital signature, and then under your digital signature type your full name. And that's it. That's it for the How to Write a Cover Letter series. Now, the next thing you may want to do is find out how the layout of the cover letter should look. How do you design the cover letter? And again, I created a video showing you specifically how to do that in the past, and I will attach the link to that at the end of this lesson. So, thanks for joining me. I hope these tips were useful for you. And as always, if you have any comments or questions, please make sure to put them below in the comments section.